Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for the week of February 17th. You have this Wish Upon a Star card and this Higher View card, so it could be a good week to make a wish. Now, this Higher View card represents getting a bird's eye view on your life. And, this Wish Upon a Star card, it kind of is reminding me of the Star card in the tarot. The star card in the tarot represents getting a bird's eye view of life. There is a bird on the star card, and the bird on the star card kind of says seeing things. Look at this. There's a bird on this card and this card as well. So I would say that it would be a good time for perspective, a good time to kind of like break down your wish, whatever it is you're wishing for in life, and to think about the steps you can take to get there. I find that it is a very useful exercise to kind of like design your perfect life, right? Like literally write it down on a sheet of paper, what a perfect life for you would look like, and then work backwards. That is kind of like how you can get a bird's eye view on what you want. You have the Page of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords in this first row. You have 3 aces in this reading, which is amazing, number one. But the Page of Pentacles could definitely be a new beginning. 3 aces is definitely a new beginning coming in for you. So I feel a lot of you are clearly about to kind of like start something new, which is great. There's no tower here. I don't want to speak too soon. I'm gonna knock on wood here as well because we haven't clarified yet. But there could be a positive new beginning that you are starting with this energy. You have the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups always says to me that you need to pay attention to the flow of things. The whole point of the Ace of Cups is that that cup can just reach down into that water and it can fill itself back up. So it's a self-filling energy. It doesn't have to struggle to get more energy. And yeah, there could be love coming in for you here. You have the Page of Cups, but I always say this channel for me is my Ace of Cups, right? It's like I can do this endlessly. Some days I do. And so, usually I start first thing in the morning. And sometimes I'm a little bit tired when I get started, but by the time I'm done, I'm like full of energy, right? Like this fills me with energy doing these readings. So, I feel for a lot of you, the Ace of Cups could be about just like finding something that fulfills you in life. It could be an activity, a hobby, it could be a business, could be anything. But, the Ace of Cups is definitely saying pay attention to the flow. You also have the Ace of Swords, which is saying pay attention to your truth. The Ace of Swords is the truth, but it could also be your inner truth or what is true for you. And I feel that we all are being called to, live a life of more truth, or we're being called to the truth. I always say that, just we are in a time of truth. Look at all these like celebrities being exposed and things like that. There will be a lot more of that going on. Mostly because, again, we are in a time of truth. So on a personal level, if we're doing things that we hate to do in life, then we're not living a life of truth. And I understand that sometimes we have obligations that we can't avoid and things like that. But, the Ace of Swords doesn't say you have to be perfect. The Ace of Swords says, number one, if you are in a less than favorable situation, what can you do to change it, or how can you turn it into something that you would enjoy? And that's what I would focus on with the Ace of Swords. But let's see what is going on for you here. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Nine of Swords. Yeah, it's time for a new beginning. The Nine of Swords, I feel you have realized that a situation in your life is just going to continue to go round and round. Nine of Swords is my round and round energy in the tarot. This person has had a nightmare. They've woken up and they're stuck in a nightmare. And the solution to the Nine of Swords is to get out of bed. So this person needs to realize that if they keep staying stuck in the situation, they're just going to keep getting the same. So a lot of you, I feel like you have realized it, because the Page of Pentacles is really screaming a new beginning to me. Can't make this up. You have the Star right here. We have this bird right here. That bird is the ibis. The ibis is the bird of knowledge and wisdom. The bird on the star card represents getting a bird's eye view. The star can be your wish or kind of like your dream life. And, again, I would kind of focus on what your dream life looks like. And if you don't know, I would start trying to figure it out. The star, we have to have laser-like focus. We have to focus just on this star right here. It's about having a North Star, having that guiding light, or having something that you continue to move towards. And having a focus is going to be very important with that card. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Tower. I told you, I knocked on wood in everything here, Scorpio, and it still comes out. The Tower could just be you. The Ace of Swords can represent cutting one thing out of your life so that you can have something better. And so there definitely could be a change coming in for you here. I'm not too worried about the Tower because we do have the Star. The Star comes up after the Tower. The Star represents healing from a Tower moment. But what I would say is this could say that you are kind of like cutting one thing out so that you can have something better. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Tears of Remorse card. It says, make peace with your regrets, which could be the Tower, and allow the past to guide your actions in the future. Yes. You have this Phoenix Rising. It says, you've been through the fire and rising up anew and embracing life in a deeper way. So again, I would say that really, I think you're moving past this Tower energy that you've been getting nonstop with me for months now. And you could be having like a Phoenix Rising moment. You have the High Priestess, the Ten of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. The High Priestess, of course, is a card of trusting your intuition or needing to tap into your intuition. We are in a very intuitive time. We have a lot of planets going through Pisces. Venus has moved into Aries, but Venus will retrograde March 1st, and it will make its way back into Pisces later on. So we still will have a lot of Pisces energy, which is just good for your intuition, trusting your intuition, listening to your intuition. And that's what I would do with this card. One thing that's also popping into my head here with the two star cards kind of is that the High Priestess represents unlimited potential. She has no roof over her head, and the High Priestess can really say that if you can set your mind to it, you can have it. So really good time to work with your potential. You have the Ten of Wands. I think I said this to you in your February bonus reading, not the last one, but the monthly one that I did not last week, or not this weekend, last weekend, but the one before it. I think I said something about how I feel that you are very busy right now. I do feel that Scorpio has a lot going on. I'm pretty sure I just said this to you. So, again, that energy could be continuing. The Ten of Wands, sometimes we can't avoid it. Sometimes we have certain obligations, like I said earlier, or certain things that we have to do, and I definitely feel that energy for you, Scorpio. Number one, I feel you're kind of, Ten of Wands says you are close to the end. He's about to reach his home here. Those 10 wands represent his harvest, and this basically says you are about to have a harvest. It can still be a little bit challenging to deal with the Ten of Wands, even though I don't really feel the Ten of Wands is really that bad of a card. I think it's a good card because he did this work for a reason and he's going to get a result. So I wouldn't worry too much about the Ten of Wands. You have the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles would be like a new opportunity that has potential. So clearly there's a new opportunity coming in for you that has a lot of potential, including the High Priestess, which represents unlimited potential. The Ace of Pentacles, we're only limited by how much energy we give this garden right here. We need to plant this seed of the Ace of Pentacles and then nurture it into existence. And if you're doing that, then you will be more successful. But you have 3 aces, which is amazing. Let's see. With the High Priestess, you have the Moon here. Definitely trusting your intuition. The Moon says we can't see where we're going, more or less. It's like that down and dirty tarot. The Moon kind of says there are illusions, fantasies, secrets, things that you can't see. But nowhere on the Moon does it say stop. We have to get to these mountains because the mountains can represent an achievement. And yeah, maybe you don't know where you're going or what you're doing, but as long as you have a guiding light, which is the star, then you will be fine. As long as you have a reason why you are trying to accomplish something, then you will eventually get there. The Moon is also temporary. The Moon comes up, Moon goes down, Sun comes up. So, the Moon is a temporary energy. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Eight of Swords. Yes, like I said, there's clearly some sort of obligation that you feel stuck to. Now, the Eight of Swords says that you might only be looking at one way of doing things when there are many. So with the Eight of Swords, we have to open up to all possibilities. And, there could be ways for you to eliminate some of the burdens that you're carrying. There could also be ways to make them better as well. Like if you have some burdens that you can't avoid or some responsibilities, the Eight of Swords says there might be ways to make this easier on yourself, but you're going to have to open up and be flexible and look at the other ways of doing things to make it easier. With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Swords, sorry. The Seven of Swords is a card of doing something in a different way, exactly like I just said. So I personally read the Seven of Swords as a good card. It's a golden card. Golden cards in the tarot are meant to be positive no matter what. So yeah, he can represent lying, cheating, stealing, but really he represents doing something in a different way. He is stealing those swords from this army in the background here. So instead of going to war, he's stealing the sword so he doesn't have to go to war. He's doing something in a better way. And it basically says there are better ways to accomplish whatever you're trying to accomplish. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Taking Risks card and this Standstill card. 8 of Swords, 10 of Wands, could be a standstill that you've been experiencing. Taking bigger risks could be the thing that kind of gets you out of this little bit of a stuck energy. Although I'm not too worried about it because of the 3 aces that you have in this reading. It's like clearly there's a new beginning that you are starting, and I really wouldn't worry about it. But don't be afraid to take a risk on something new is what this is saying. You have the Page of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the Magician. The Page of Cups could represent new love for sure. If you want love, there could be an admirer. The Page of Cups really represents something you want, though. He has this fish in this cup, and I always say that fish might not exist. We don't know. That fish might be his pet, might be part of his imagination. Who the hell knows? But, what I know about the fish is he needs to bring it down to earth. He needs to make sure that that fish does not slip away into the water behind him. And if you have a dream with the star, the 3 aces, or something you're trying to accomplish, I would make sure you capture that dream and don't let it slip away with this Page of Cups. So this could represent, taking the first step to manifest or create that fish, whatever that fish is for you. We have the Magician here, which we'll talk about, but the Magician could say you need to make sure that you're using the right tool for the job as well. You have the Queen of Cups. I always say that I read Queen of Cups as you, Scorpio. I know everybody reads her as Cancer, and sure, she could represent Cancer, but I read her as your energy. And so this would be you coming up in a strong position. We also do have the Death card here, which is also you. So you are showing up as being very present in the reading. I do kind of feel, even though you have the Page of Cups and the Ace of Cups, I do feel this reading is really all about, it's all about you. It's all about the things you want to accomplish or, the changes you want to make in your life. And the Queen of Cups would say it's a time where you need to really follow your heart. You need to kind of make sure that you're tapping into your heart-based energy and that you're kind of like listening to it and following it. And that's what I would do with that card. You have the Magician, probably your most important card in this reading. The Magician is about creating your own reality and manifesting it. He has all mastery over all the suits in the tarot here. These are all the ace versions of those suits. So with the 10 of Wands and the Ace of Swords, if you are struggling to do something, the Magician says you need to make sure that you are using the right tool for the job. You need to make sure that, maybe you're approaching something with your cups. You need to make sure to, maybe you need to try your logic and use the swords energy, right? The Magician is also about reinvention. And so again, I would look at your energy that you are giving off. Like if you want to change your life, are you giving off the energy of the new life or are you still giving off the energy of the old life? I think the easiest thing we can do is adopt new habits, of success, of whatever it is that we want. And, that's how I would reinvent myself with this Magician energy. And that's probably what will help you the most. With the Page of Cups, you have the World. Yeah, accomplishments. So definitely could be some accomplishments or something you want to accomplish coming in with the World. The World is also a card of completion. So a lot of you, again, it seems to me like you're ending a difficult cycle or you're getting very close to ending a difficult cycle, which is great. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Devil. And now this changes things because we have the 7 of Swords, Devil, and the Magician, which would definitely be a tricky energy. I feel like some of you could be dealing with a tricky person. This is kind of giving me vibes of like a parent, like maybe your ex, right? It's like maybe you have children with a person and, maybe they're a tricky person and they're causing problems. That could be where these burdens are coming from with the 10 of Wands. And so if you're dealing with that, I would set healthy boundaries, but there could also be, different ways that you could deal with the issue. And that's what I would be looking at with those cards. But I would also definitely be careful of tricky people. With the Magician, you have the Page of Wands. Yeah, it's definitely time to step into this new energy. Page of Wands, he doesn't really have a good reason for going on a new adventure. His reason is that he's excited. That's it. So he doesn't need proof to have a new beginning. And again, we have these 3 aces. And the 3 aces would definitely be talking about having a new beginning. So with the Page of Wands, this can just represent following your enthusiasm, with the Queen of Cups following your heart and what your heart is telling you to do. But sometimes those things don't make logical sense. And so, again, with the Page of Wands, we kind of just have to get started and do it, and that's it. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this decisions card. It says the first step to achieving your dream is committing to making them a reality. That's the entire reading right there. You have this counselor card. It says your compassionate nature makes you a good listener. Your advice is sought after, and your perspective is a valuable commodity. So a lot of you could be helping other people as well. But I think what's more important is making your dream real. I literally said the star at the beginning of the reading, which is your dream. You have the Page of Cups, the 3 aces, and I feel you need to realize that something is possible for you. You show up here with the Devil. You have the 2 of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. The Devil, being your energy, really puts you in a position of power and strength and allows you to get what you want from the reading. We also have this Phoenix Rising card. It says you've been through the fire and rising up anew and embracing life in a deeper way. And the Death card is kind of like a Phoenix Rising type of moment where you could be being reborn or you're experiencing a rebirth. So, that's good. You have the 2 of Swords, really good based off of this reading, because the whole entire reading, 10 of Wands and 8 of Swords mostly, are saying that you need to find other ways of doing things. The 2 of Swords, she's thinking this or that, but she has this new island behind her. So the whole point of the card is that really she has more options in life than she realizes, but she just needs to take advantage of those options. She needs to go and explore. She needs to take the blindfold off, right? The blindfold in the tarot represents needing to trust your intuition. Like your intuition is trying to say hey, there's a better direction over here for you to be more successful, but you have to choose it. And so I would make the choice of that other option right here. And I think the whole entire reading, many of your readings in the past have been encouraging you to look for other options. You have the Queen of Pentacles, really good for money. I feel a lot of you could be improving your financial situation. You could be being more resourceful as well, but I really do feel like you're kind of growing your finances and making more money with this card. Excuse me. With the Death card, you have the 10 of Cups. Yeah, 10 of Cups is fortune after difficulty. Very good. It's giving me a little bit of breakthrough vibes here because, again, this is not a breakthrough. This right here with the Devil. And the 10 of Cups is fortune after difficulty. So, again, I think you've been through the fire and you're rising up anew, as that Phoenix Rising card says. With the 2 of Swords, you have the 9 of Cups. Yep, total fulfillment. If you're thinking about moving in a new direction, or if you already have an idea of something that you want to go and do with your life, I would definitely do it. The 2 of Swords could just say you're just thinking about it. And with the 9 of Cups, the 9 of Cups is saying, hey, this island behind you, this other thing that you want to do with your life is definitely going to lead to fulfillment. So I would move towards fulfillment with this reading here, Scorpio. It'll definitely be for the best. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands is quick success or a quick conclusion. So a lot of you could be kind of charging towards success or, kind of creating a conclusion to something, which makes sense. The 8 of Wands is also just a very good card of, rapid success or rapid movement. So it's and I kind of feel that's what it's saying. It's saying once you make the decision to move in this new direction, things are going to change very, very quickly for you with that 8 of Wands. I also feel there could be some good news coming in for you. So if you've been waiting for good news or approval of something, there could be good news. You have the Shield card. It says you need to defend yourself. 10 of Wands, 8 of Swords, 7 of Swords, Magician, Devil. Yes. So any toxic people in your life, I feel, we have no cards of boundaries here. So I would make sure that you are putting up boundaries with a difficult person. It doesn't even have to be a lover or an ex-lover. It could just be a difficult person that you need to put boundaries up with. But, that's what I would do with this card is put up boundaries for sure. You have this needle and thread. It says, a sincere wish granted. You have that Star card, 9 of Cups. Very good energy for making a wish or having some sort of wish be granted. So I would make a wish. You have the Skull card. It says, hidden secrets can harm you. Moon, High Priestess, Devil. These are cards of hidden secrets. So I would be careful of secretive people just in general. People that are, if you feel like people are hiding things from you, avoid them. If you feel like people, if you know that people are holding secrets, I would avoid that energy. You have this Tortoise card. It says slowly but surely getting ahead. Obviously, I'm not going to like sugarcoat it. I feel like, this improvements have been moving at a snail's pace for Scorpio, just based off your readings, based off the fact that you get the Tower and the Ten of Wands with me, like every single reading. And, luckily, I feel that you are finally getting ahead, which is good. You have this Dark Woman card. It says dealings or relationship with a woman with dark complexion or hair. And then you have this Lily card. It says spiritual love. Definitely could be a new connection coming in for those of you that want a new connection. This could be you. It could also be a man. Again, I'm reading for 1 million of you, so this could just be a new person, and it could be a very spiritual connection. But a pretty good reading here, Scorpio. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.